In today's video, we're gonna paint the interior so that it looks all nice in one color. Start taking it apart. Alright, the whole interior is gutted, as you can see. Everything's removed, all the wires are hanging up so they're not going to be in the way of cleaning and painting. So if you watch the very first video of the channel, when we gutted this, both the seats were stuck, rusted to the bolts, the captive bolts inside the, or captive nuts inside the seat rails. So we just ripped them out, which ruined all the nuts. This needs to get cut out and totally removed. I need to shave down all of this. I need to buy a new seat rail for it. Alright, my hands are freaking vibrating like crazy. This is all ground down to the original metal, or almost at least. Oh man, I am freaking exhausted. Just been removing all these little freaking clips and all this little shit everywhere. There's just so much stuff to take out. Oh, now I gotta keep scrubbing. Still have all of those to remove. Look at all of them. God, why are there so many things? Alright, bad news. Try to drill out and tap these holes, but they're just too messed up. I think what I'm gonna have to do is those three, there's actually, the nuts are still in there. They're just really messed up with a lot of weld in them and shit. So what I have to do is fill them with weld, drill new holes, and then tap those, because right now there's just like a bunch of spatter and all sorts of shit. This one, the nut is totally gone, so I'm gonna do a rev nut in here. The whole car is degreased. It's time for this stuff. This stuff you just put on and let it sit for 20 minutes. Got it in a spray bottle. I'm only gonna spray it for the floor. First I'm gonna do the roof, obviously, so I'm gonna put it on with a brush. After 20 minutes, clean it off with a wet rag. Be ready for paint, but I'm gonna paint tomorrow because it's already 9 o'clock. Metal etch is applied. You can see the whole floor is soaking wet. I'm gonna apply a little more as it dries, just to get a good etch in. Only on the floor, because the floor is going to be the one that's, you know, kicked around and stuff, so I want it to get a good bond. Like I said, it's getting late. I'm going to finish cleaning this up, and tomorrow I will paint. Alright, it's the next day. It's been raining all day, which is great because Pure 15 likes humidity. It actually says so on the bottle. It says higher humidity, it dries better. So everything's all dried up. I actually had to wipe down some spots where there was some condensation forming. Yeah, now it's all dry. I can start painting. So I actually have two different types of Pure 15. I have top coat and I have the rust preventative stuff. So this stuff fades in the sun. So I'm gonna put top coat on top of it. I'm gonna start with this, and I'm only gonna do the rusty parts with this, and then the whole rest of the car I'm gonna do with this. Alright, the first base coat is down. As you can see, I only went up halfway. I don't know if I'm even gonna paint that stuff by the windows. I'm gonna paint we'll see, I don't know. But first base coat is down, covered all the rust. The rest is all clean metal, so that will just get the top coat. And then once the whole interior is done, I'm gonna do the doors. Alright, I'm back from Goodwill. It sucked, I didn't have anything good, but this is all dry now. But look what arrived. Ooh. I'm gonna do a video on these. Finally, my dream wheels, baby.
Who them?
Alright boys, it's not going good. It's looking pretty shitty. I mean, this looks okay. But here and up here, it's not looking very good. This stuff does not want to like spread. I don't know why. It's so sticky. Look at all the paint in my hair, dude. I don't know if you could see it. Paint all over my hair. It's just been dripping all over me. I got paint in my ear. That sucked. Yeah. Alright, it's like 3 days later. After much frustration, I finally got it painting decently. You see there? It's looking pretty good, looking nice and smooth. And here's the stuff from the day before. Here's what I figured out. I didn't figure anything out. POR told me what to do. I told them it's really sticky, the paint's not running how it should, it's not leveling. Add this to it to thin it out. Much better now. I basically just added as much of this until it was the same consistency as this. See how watery it is? All the little spots like this right here, all the tight spots, all the bolts and shit, this stuff I'm gonna do with the brush. Everything where a roller fits, I'm gonna use a roller. This did not turn out how I wanted it to, but I just have to finish it now. I'm not filming any of this because the paint's just like dripping everywhere. My hands are covered in paint, so I don't want to get my phone or my camera dirty with paint. So I'm just not gonna film this. I'll just update it when I'm at a certain point, so. These are the way to go. Paints, enamels, primers, urethanes, and epoxies. That's what this paint is. It's an enamel. Look how quickly I did this. This was like 20 minutes. Roller can't get in all the crevices. I'm able to get a smooth finish. The roof is almost all done. This is so much better. So the brush, like I said, this is also a nice brush that also said is meant for epoxies and stuff. So hopefully this will work better than the shitty brush I was using. But if you're gonna do this, use a roller for as much of it as possible and then just fill in the little cracks with the brush. It is looking so much better. Alrighty boys. I got a coat on absolutely everything now. So everything is now at least partially coated. And there's all the little details I gotta fill in with the brush, like all that little stuff. So that will get filled in with a brush tomorrow. But obviously I need all this to dry so that I could actually step in it. Alright boys, well I'm done painting, but it's not because I think it's finished, it's because I'm out of paint. So 2 cans of top coat is not enough. In case you want to do this, it still looks fucking awesome. So obviously doors are not done. I ordered more paint. When that comes in, I will do the doors with the door jambs. I'll just do that all in one little project. But it looks freaking sick. It is so freaking bright. I love it. That's what I wanted. I wanted it just to, you could see it from the outside. You could, like, it's just so freaking clean. This, like I said, I'm not gonna do because it's gonna get chopped right here. And we're gonna have a firewall going to here, radiator in the back, so it doesn't matter. Let me know what you think. I have another project for the roof. You'll see that's gonna be looking cool. So in case you wanna do this yourself, I recommend a nice brush like this with very stiff bristles. This type of roller. And then also thin the top coat with xylene. Helps up like an absolute, like it's just so much better. It's perfect. I'll be back when it's all dry to put the interior all back together. And then this video will be done. All right, I'm starting to put the interior back together. Got the dash bar in. I'm gonna start to unhook the wires. Start hooking those up. I'm not gonna film this. You saw it all come apart. It's the same way going back. Check out this weather. When the sky turns green, that's when you know shit's about to go down. Check out this sweet PDM mount I designed. Just attaches with 4 bolts there. That's where, yeah. And then the PDM sits on top of that, just like that. So now the PDM is elevated and ventilated, not touching the hot transmission tunnel. Just 3 bolts, good to go. It's hailing now. Decent size, not too bad. Street, it's flooding up already. Look at all the water on the side. It's sushi time. Caribbean, that's cool. Haven't seen one. So now the sky looks like this. The camera doesn't do it justice because it's like bright yellow. But then there's clear blue sky over there. Yellow sky over here. I made this little ECU mount. There's just rivnuts behind it, and then the link mount goes right there, screws into the brass nuts, and the link ECU clips on. There it is. I think that's it. Yep, there we go. Slowly the interior's coming back together. Harnesses are getting attached. Fire extinguisher's back on. PDM, ECU are mounted. CAN networks up there, dash over here, running wires all around, zip tying stuff, so it's almost done. I can start putting the dash back in and then the center console. There we have it. The interior is all painted, but it's not done yet. So now that everything was white, it was perfect to 3D scan. So everything is 3D scanned, and I'm designing something that will go here, so I actually have a flat floor. So my heel doesn't have to sit in that crevice there, because that was annoying. I didn't mention this in the video, or maybe I did. I'm gonna try to cut all this off and try to make a totally flat roof, because I have a plan for something as well. I also have plans to try to make a lightweight lithium battery. Plexiglass windows are going to get replaced. I used really thin acrylic here, which doesn't work, that's why it cracked. So I'm going to redo this, print new NACA ducts and stuff. I'm also redesigning the entire center console. All this space here does not need to be there, and you see it's hitting right now. And also, I never filmed this, but I put a brass bushing inside of this piece, so now it's brass on brass, and I was able to sand it down to the perfect length, so now that it fits snugly in there. So now we have lubricated brass touching lubricated brass, so it's just super solid. There's absolutely no wobble in it anymore. That's just literally the wobble on the shifter. Yeah, it's super solid. Painted that piece. That's all painted. Let me know what you guys think. You think this was a good idea, or would you do this process? Because it's kind of a lot of work. You'd think that painting the inside of a car isn't that much work, but I think it's more work than painting the outside. All right, ding dongs, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
America, America. Do you have your passport?